Hi, Sasriakaal, Namaste, Adab, and welcome to the Mindfulness with Yogini podcast, episode 6. I'm your host, Aarti Kukreja, and today we're going to talk about the criticality of investing in your mental health. While mental health can easily be confused with emotional health and does have a significant overlap, I've actually already covered connecting with your emotions and the importance of it in season 1. But today, I will exclusively cover mental health and mental agility. In a world that constantly demands our attention, it is extremely critical that we learn to prioritize our cognitive well-being and mental health. And I'm not just talking about it being a professional necessity, but it's also towards our holistic brain health. As a professional in London, I remember the persistent fear everyone had on the underground train if they happened to look into someone else's eyes, even if just for a moment. That would be the defining moment of feeling awkward for the rest of the train ride, as you would get a very definitive look back from the person as to why you're staring at them, translating into creepy or disgusting or something similar. Given that there was no internet service in the underground at that time, we would always fix our gazes down at our shoes to avoid contact. And it's just so happened that a person left a newspaper behind on a seat that had a Sudoku puzzle. It's from that day on that I ensured that I every day would solve a Sudoku puzzle on my way to work and from my way back, and carry a pen definitely in my bag. This small mental and cognitive exercise would leave me completely rejuvenated for the rest of my day or even as I went back home. For years, a few fellow passengers and I were lost in reading or solving puzzles on the metro, and even looked at each other with small gestures or smiles and built camaraderie over it. Then came the internet on the train, and there went my cognitive exercise for my day and my energy level for the day and for the night. I, along with all the other passengers, fell easy prey to doomscrolling and were hooked onto social media's falsified world. Additionally, given our current busyness, all we want to do when we are free is mind numb ourselves from productive inputs and cognitive processes, which is quite understandable, as we've discussed in part 1 of this 3-part series of my book, The Whispering Zen Garden. But it's quintessential to ensure that we mind our inputs to lead a more mindful life. So, while I also understand that it's easy to operate in our default mode and doom scroll and listen to Netflix while not paying attention to either of those things, which is commonly referred to the default mode, this is what we call the monkey mind, where the subconscious mind takes over and creates unwanted negative thoughts and emotions, hence affecting our behaviors and actions. All of these can be detrimental to the way that we live our lives, our cognitive abilities to operate maximally, and our ability to operate without having destructive thought patterns that hinder our performance and behaviors. Mark McGuinness states that studies show an increasing use of the internet negatively impacts our memory and our capacity for deep thoughts. This digital age has sucked us into a vortex of alternative realities that does not make us feel better about ourselves. In fact, makes us think a little less about ourselves, makes us feel bad about not accomplishing things or not doing enough or not being enough or not having enough, simultaneously giving us the illusion that we are connected to millions of people while genuinely alienating us and disconnecting us from the rest of the world and ourselves realistically and holistically. Hence, unfortunately, there are increasing studies showing elevated amounts of stress, anxiety, depression, self-harm, and even suicidal rates in the internet era than ever before. And what's more shocking is how difficult it is for us to get off this serious yet subtly subliminal addiction that has changed us into zombie slaves. And especially today, we often prioritize physical health, well-being, and neglect a very crucial aspect, which is our mental health. Investing in our mental health goes beyond just managing our emotions. It's about actively nurturing our cognitive abilities, fostering intellectual growth, and building mental resilience. our mental versus our emotional well-being, understanding the difference. The first step is understanding what is the difference between investing in your mental health and your emotional health. While yes, they are interconnected, they are also very distinct. Emotional well-being usually focuses on just managing your feelings and developing an emotional intelligence and an ability to evolve emotionally. While mental investment is prioritizing your cognitive abilities, knowledge acquisition, critical thinking skills, creativity, and innovation skills. Dr. Daniel Goleman, renowned psychologist and author of Emotional Intelligence, emphasizes this. He states that the only thing more powerful in the mind is the trained mind. Investing in your mental self equips you to navigate your emotions effectively eventually. While it's all easy said and done, there are a lot of challenges to build your mental health, especially in the digital age. While the digital age offers a wealth of information, it also presents significant hurdles to focus on and strengthen our mental and cognitive abilities. Consistent mental stimulation strengthens our cognitive abilities, so neglecting our mental well-being has significant consequences. Studies have been shown that has a correlation between a lack of mental stimulation and an increased risk of cognitive decline, dementia, and even depression. Dr. Richard Davidson, a neuroscientist and the author of The Emotional Life of Your Brain, highlights the importance of mental engagement. The brain is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it will weaken. Just like our physical health requires ongoing effort, so does our mental well-being. Leaving our mind stagnant leads to a decline in the cognitive function and an increased vulnerability in mental health issues. Here's a breakdown of the critical challenges intertwined with the influence of capitalism and digital media. The first one is information overload and the comparison culture. We're no stranger to either of those because the internet provides a vast ocean of knowledge, but this vastness can be overwhelming. A study published in a journal called Computers in the Human Behavior found that participants exposed to a higher volume of information made poor decisions, and exposed to lesser information made much better informed decisions. Social media feeds curated to perfection fuels a comparison culture. A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that limiting social media time to use 30 minutes a day led to significant reductions in loneliness and depression. The next one is chronic distraction and the always-on mentality. Dr. Sherry Turkle's book, Alone Together, aptly describes that the constant connection between technology as a breeding ground for chronic distraction makes it difficult to truly focus on a single task or think deeply. The pressure to be constantly reachable and responsible fuels the always-on mentality, which is a hallmark of the capitalistic work culture. A 2022 study done by McKinsey and Company revealed that 60% of its employees experience burnout regularly, highlighting the negative consequences of this constant connectivity. The next one is doomscrolling and negative content. The ease of accessing news can lead to doomscrolling and the act of consuming excessive amount of harmful content. This constant barrage of negativity can exacerbate stress and anxiety, hindering cognitive function. A 2018 study done by the Pew Research Center found that 2/3 of America, which is 68% of people, get their news on social media and 37% feel that it's the major source for them. Capitalism and the attention economy. Social media platforms heavily rely on capturing and holding attention for as long as possible. This attention economy thrives on users distracted and scrolling, often prioritizing virality over quality content. Tristan Harris, a former Google design ethicist, argues in his book that the attention merchants that use these technologies are not neutral tools. They are persuasion machines and designed to manipulate our thoughts and behaviors. The next one is the dopamine dilemma, seeking a balance in the stimulant-rich world. Our brains are wired for reward. Activities that trigger dopamine release, like social media scrolling or video games, provide a sense of instant gratification. However, this constant stimulation can have a desensitizing effect on us over time. Over time, our brains require increasingly intense stimuli to achieve the same level of dopamine release. Dr. Adam Gazzaley, a neuroscientist and the author of The Distracted Mind, warns of these consequences. He says our brains constantly adapt to the environment which we create for them, and if we constantly expose ourselves to rapid fire stimuli, we lose the ability to focus and concentrate. So let's discuss how to find a balance, because that is really crucial. While some dopamine driven activities can be enjoyed in moderation, relying on them as our primary source for mental stimulation weakens our ability to engage with the world in a profound and meaningful way. So, how do we break free from these dopamine traps? How do we choose quality over quantity? Our brains can crave instant gratification. Social media platform exploits this by bombarding us with dopamine triggering content designed to keep us glued to our screens. This dopamine rush becomes a trap, leading to us prioritizing fleeting pleasure over meaningful mental stimulation. Nirayal, the author of the book Hooked, How to Build Habit-Forming Products, explains this phenomenon amazingly well. He says, variable rewards are particularly effective at hooking users because they keep them coming back for more, uncertain about what they'll find the next time around. We'll fall into this cycle of seeking out of the next dopamine hit, neglecting deeper forms of mental engagement. The power of micro-learning and curated information. So how do we escape the digital noise effectively? The key lies in conscious consumption. Embrace micro-learning. Bite-sized learning modules offered by various platforms and apps online, which allow you to acquire knowledge effectively without information overload. Dr. Carol Dweck, a Stanford psychologist known for her work on mindset, emphasizes on a growth mindset. Learning isn't about getting things right, it's about making an effort to learn something new. And micro-learning fosters this growth mindset, encouraging continuous learning and intellectual curiosity. Focus on quality information over quantity. Curate your online space to expose yourself to credible and stimulating content. Consider using apps like Blinkits, which condenses books into key takeaways, or podcasts that provide in-depth discussions on topics of interest. Offline adventures beyond the screen. The digital world shouldn't be your sole source of mental stimulation. Offline activities often offer valuable mental well-being benefits and help us escape from the constant screen simulation. Engaging in hobbies such as spending time in nature or fostering real-world connections are powerful ways to invest in your mental self. Consider taking up puzzles like Sudoku, crossword, or chess. These activities can challenge your brain, enhance problem-solving skills, and improve your memory. Dr. Robert S. Wilson, a neuropsychologist at the Rush University Medical Center, notes that people who engage in cognitive stimulating activities usually experience a slower rate of cognitive decline as they age. Learning new skills offline can also be cognitively beneficial. Consider taking up a musical instrument, or practicing a new language, or learning a new craft. These activities can engage multiple parts of the brain, promoting mental agility and creativity. Traveling with purpose is another way to invest in your mental well-being. Seek out new experiences that challenge your perspective, expose you to different people and cultures. Travel fosters cognitive flexibility, broadens your horizons, and enhances your problem-solving abilities as well. Volunteering with your time and skills is another powerful way to invest in your mental health. Helping others provides a sense of purpose and fulfillment, which reduces stress, boosts cognitive function, and also helps you look at life from different perspectives. Studies have shown that individuals who engage in volunteer work experience have improved mental health and overall well-being. Reconnect with your loved ones and build meaningful relationships. This is an important aspect of boosting your cognitive abilities. Social connections provide emotional support, reduce feelings of loneliness, and enhance cognitive function. Make time to nurture these relationships through meaningful conversations and shared experiences. Neuroplasticity and the power of choice. Embrace a growth mindset. One of the most remarkable things about the human brain is neuroplasticity and the ability to change and adapt throughout our life. Our choices shape the brain, making it essential to invest in our mental self-care actively. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities strengthens neural connections, improves memory, helps problem solving, and focus while fostering resilience against cognitive decline. Dr. Norman Doidge, author of The Brain Can Change Itself, explains that the brain is not hardwired like a computer. It is a dynamic system that can rewire itself based on its experiences. This neuroplasticity means investing in your mental self can lead to long-lasting positive changes. The cost of mental inactivity, a silent threat. Neglecting our mental well-being has significant consequences. Building mental fitness, a lifelong journey. Investing in your mental self is a lifelong commitment. By making conscious choices about the information you consume, the activities you engage in, the challenges you embrace, and the way you live your life overall can cultivate a vibrant and adaptable mind. This investment enhances your cognitive function and empowers you to navigate life's complexity with clarity, focus, and resilience. Practical tips for everyday mental stimulations, both online and offline. To keep your mind sharp, consider the following online and offline strategies. Some online strategies are curate your social media feeds to follow thoughtful leaders, experts, and educational accounts, or listen to educational books or podcasts or audiobooks during your downtime or your commute time. Utilize reputable online sources to learn new skills and deepen your knowledge in specific areas that you're interested in. Engage in online discussions or forums with like-minded individuals to share ideas and insights to broaden your perspectives. Explore educational apps that offer bite-sized learning modules on various topics that you're interested in. Offline strategies. Dedicate focused time for problem solving without digital distractions. Learn a new skill or engage in creative pursuits such as painting or cooking or crafts. Practice active reading and memory techniques to enhance your cognitive abilities. Spend time outdoors in nature, allowing your mind to rest and recharge. Fuel your brain with healthy foods rich in nutrients that support cognitive function. Prioritize quality sleep and ensure that your brain gets enough rest to function optimally. Before I go, I would love to share some advanced strategies for mental stimulation. For those who want to push their cognitive boundaries further, consider these. Learn a programming language to improve problem solving and analytical skills. Engage in online simulations or games that require strategic thinking and decision making. Participate in citizen science projects to contribute to real-world research. Join online learning communities for in-depth discussions and collaborations on complex topics. Practice mind mapping to enhance creative problem solving and idea generation. Learn a musical instrument to improve coordination, memory, and cognitive functions. Engage in debates or public speaking to strengthen critical thinking or communication skills. Master a new language to improve memory, cognitive flexibility, and cultural understanding. Take up complex logical puzzles to enhance strategic thinking and reasoning abilities. I would like to conclude by adding that, like I said, investing in your mental health is not a one-time endeavor. It's a lifelong journey. By embracing neuroplasticity and making conscious choices both in your online and offline activities, you can cultivate a vibrant and adaptable mind. This investment enhances cognitive function, fosters creativity, and helps you navigate through life's complexities with greater clarity and purpose. So embark on this journey of mental exploration. Challenge yourself, embrace new experiences, and never stop learning. Because your mind is your most valuable asset. Take care of it and it will take care of you for the years to come. So this is your host, Aarti Kukreja, signing off from the Mindfulness with Yogini podcast about this episode 6 about investing in your mental health. Please do like, comment, follow, and subscribe so that you can tune in to the rest of our episodes for this season. So this is Sasriakaal, Namaste, Adab, and bye from me, Aarti Kukreja. Don't forget to tune in to the next episode, which will release on Friday, 5:05 p.m.